news commentator came and said on air that the reason why birth rates are declining in the U.S. is because 15-year-olds aren't having enough babies. And I'm not joking. He actually said the 15 to 19-year-olds aren't having enough kids. They need to have more babies, and we wouldn't have this crisis of birth rates dropping. So 15, 16, 17-year-olds can't even vote, but they should be having babies. 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-olds still, or up to 17. And if you're in high school, I think still 18 have to go to a pediatrician to get all their medical needs met. So these are the people that should be having all the babies.
Shalom, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Ranchak, Wadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach me well. Shalom to the elect, the 144,000, first and foremost, pushing his truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. And Lord, willing we be of that number. I'm your brother Tobiah Yakunah coming at you with another video, Lord, willing it's edifying. My brother put it in chat, you know, is a big, effeminate acting kind of guy. Speaking on, you know, the a stat talking about some what was it? The answer to declining birth rates in the U.S. is for teenagers to have more babies, and he's like freaking out and kind of like laughing and kind of appalled that this would come up. And it just goes to show you the mindset of our people. You know, I mean, he's a Jake. The mindset of our people in this place, man. America, Babylon the Great, according to Revelation 17th chapter. All right, that horde that rides the beast back. The beast being the revival of the ancient Roman Empire in the form of NATO and the EU. All right, so, you know, this horde pushes a lot of wine upon everybody. You know, of course, in Babylon the Great, America, but throughout the whole world now. Our wine is spread throughout the whole world. That wine goes into philosophies, you know, and especially abominable philosophies, man, because scriptures speak about how the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Esau, Edom is that's Job 9 and 24. Esau, Edom is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man. All right, and and it also speaks about how Esau, his soul is not upright in him. Okay, so, you know, the things that this man, Esau, the so-called white man, does is deceitful and devilish, you know, and satanic, man. You know, he is the adversary, man. He's the false accuser. All right. Let me grab this, because the Lord set it up this way, man. This is why you see all of these. Every story that you look at it's always, for the most part, it's always good versus evil. That's the theme of this life that we live in, or one of the themes. The overall theme, man. You know, light versus dark, up versus down, good versus evil. This is Ecclesiasticus 33 and 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure. So the Lord, who's the potter? The Heavenly Father. Yahweh is his name. It says, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. So Lord, do whatever he wants to do with you. You know, through his only begotten son, man. You know, the Lord gives the command, the angels and the head angel, chief angel, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus and Christ, and they created this whole world. All right, verses 14, Sirach 33 and 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner. The godly are you Israelites, man. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, also those scattered throughout the other nations that may look like the other nations. So this is not a black or brown thing. We come in various shapes, colors, sizes, if you will. You know, it says, and the sinner against the godly. Right, so, you know, the things that, you know, wicked people like, you know, people that are trying to do good, they're going to hate. And the things that people that are trying to do good, like, the wicked and the sinner, they're going to hate, or the godly. So I'll read that part again. It says, so is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. All right. So verse 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. And you see that in this society, man, how that notion gets played out. And our people start to adopt these things, the ungodly, the evil mindset. And the Lord made things the way He made things. He made a woman for a man. All right, not a woman for a woman or a man for a man. He made he made a woman to be ready for childbirth. Basically, when her period comes on. The scriptures speak about the flower of a woman's age. So when her period comes on, that's not by some happenstance. It just happened that way. Oh, wow. Now we got to wait a little bit more until she gets her career off the ground. No. She's made to have children then. This is why, children come out healthier and more vibrant in the woman. The younger a woman is. The older a woman is, the child, a lot of times they have difficulty. So this goofy Jake laughing and scoffing at the fact that, younger women, we'll just put it that way, quote unquote teenagers, people get caught up on these words, man. Hey, my mother had my brother at 17. It's not like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how this world just keeps going down this crazy rabbit hole of what a woman is and what a woman ain't, man. You talking about a 15 to 17, 19-year-olds go to a pediatrician? I never even heard of that in my life. But if that's true, that's crazy, man. Pediatrician's made for children. I'm talking about like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. That's what a pediatrician's made for. I know, damn. You're talking about grown people. So this place is just vexing, man. It's vexing, especially when you see Jake talking shit about things that are. It's just fucking normal. It's not even. See that we're living in the fourth part of the world, man, which is the Americas. All right, and that's a Western mindset, Westernized mindset, man, Western world mindset. That you got to wait until to vote and like in order to have a chat. Like, man, as brother put in the chat, man, in Africa, which is a lot of Jakes in Africa, West Coast of Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, so forth and so on. And they're popping babies out left and right, man. As they should. The Lord said, go forth and be fruitful, man, and multiply. But you come over here to America and you got all the stuff in the world. You got all this money and but you don't even have time for your family. You can barely squeeze out a child. You don't even really want to because it's the society's so jacked up and weird. You don't want your child to be in the hands of somebody who influences them in an evil and wicked way. You got the elemental P community, and you got they're around friends that are just weirded out too. Nobody puts the family on a pedestal in this place, man. It's all about work, me. It's an individual mindset, man. It's the time of the individual, man. And hey, this place promotes a lot of individualism, man. The multiverse and the multiverse is just everybody has their own, living in their own little world. Nobody is attached to a community of sorts. A nationality of sorts. Everybody just going for themselves, man. So let me grab another precept here. Let's go. This is we're under these curses, man. Deuteronomy 28:41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Right? I'm talking about you Israelites, man. You know, our children are basically in slavery, man. The so-called white man owns them, man. First of all, through the birth certificate, that's a contract. It makes them a slave of the state. And then, just being a part of this society, man. You know, their mind gets taken through the BS media and so forth and so on, man. Verse 28, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. Thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Our people, and we struggle, man, try to make ends meet, a lot of us. All right, always working, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. A lot of adultery goes on with our people. All right, there's no, a lot of times, man, shit, you wait too damn long with these women. You try to get with a woman, you can't pair bond. There's a thing called pair bonding. Basically, how you have like birds, they just stick with each other for the most part for their whole life. That shit doesn't happen, man. These women are out there being adulterous and whores, man. The scriptures speak about how your wife shall be a whore in the city. All right, it says, thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof, right? So we're at the bottom of the totem pole, you Israelites, man. But the point is, in the first verse that I read, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity, man. Yeah, America is really a snare, man. It's a trap. Funneling these people into that digital snare, man, that digital tracker that this devil wants to put inside of you. Revelation 13 and 16. He calls it all, both small and great, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. All right, so, hey, this guy, his ways are clean contrary to the Israelites' doings, man. The only thing is, a lot of 2/3 of our people don't know who they are, man. It's a blessing to have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So, Lord willing, I was edified, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh. Shalom.